Here we have Avalanche, symbol AVAX, versus the dollar, and AVAX putting in what seemingly is another higher low over the holiday season on the weekend. Now, what is going to be the most important thing to be aware of on this one coming in the soonest, potentially, would be any sort of a daily closure, again, above that 127.25 region. Now, ultimately, I do think that this is more or less a formality, especially as long as this thing is above $100. I do quite like this one. It's one of the more strong assets within this market, especially with BBWP coming down to the floor, which we haven't really even seen this low level since actually November of this year, which did precipitate this major run from, Jesus Christ, man, like 63 all the way up to 144. I mean, that was quite the run. Actually, I didn't realize that much. Jesus Christ, man, this thing's gone like more than 2x. this thing's gone more than 2x while most of the market's been going sideways, I expect. Anyways, you know, this is, of course, a decent setup right here, and we actually do have a bit of an inverted head and shoulders being built up right now, which I typically don't call out, but it is there, to be fair. And if we were to play something like this out, which again would only be confirmed with the daily closure above the neckline, which is about 127.25, or a 12-hour probably does it as well, I would be first looking for a nice move up towards your prior all-time highs, which is about $1.50 or so. And then long term, we do actually have a measured move, put it up in line with the 1.618 at about 169 to 170ish region. Some good numbers right there. Personally speaking, I do think that things would probably pull back from that region, try for another higher low, and then set it up for likely continuation over the next, month or so from that, from that region towards the $200 number. But ultimately, AVAX again in a very strong position of power right here, especially on the weekly, as well as we do set in and really confirm that last weekly higher low alongside hidden bullish evidence right here, alongside BBWP contracting, which again, this is, it hasn't been around for that long. So this is about the lowest that it's ever really truly gotten. So I do expect that this one does continue into early 2022, maybe like early to mid of 2022 in January is kind of what I'm saying. So let me just pull up momentum from a stochastic perspective on this pane over here, and let's see what things are looking like in the short term. Yeah, weekly Stokes will turn back up with any sort of a move back above about 122, which by the way is even less than what I do have as my top side resolution here. For more aggressive traders, they're probably going to look at last week's wick high as a continuation point. Fair enough. That's always too aggressive for myself, but that doesn't mean that I can't work. And then the 5-day has actually fully corrected down to the edge of the bullish control zone and is ticking up right now, as long as we do close above or remain above about $1.05. So again, short term, can you see pullbacks anywhere down to about $1.10? Yeah, I do think that that's possible, especially if Bitcoin pulls back, but that's certainly not guaranteed. The next big area to be interested in, at least to the upside, is 127.25. Until then, it's actually been one of the most simple and straightforward charts. Obviously, below $100 would be rather concerning, and probably insinuating another test back down to like your $80 to $85 base. But for right now, this one's in a position of power, and well, probably setting up for a pretty damn good start to 2022, especially when we look at the other higher term time frames like a monthly, which is just a backfill in last November lows and up straight from there. I mean, that is good. That is good. Bi-weekly, basically same thing as well. So yeah, I look at AVAX as one of the stronger names within this market right now. I just want to see 127.25, and then looking at prior all-time highs, very likely a short-term pullback right there, and then measured move up towards, I think it was like $1.69 or so. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Avalanche, sir.